Chronicles of Dragon Flame, Rise of the Heroes. In a world where magic fills the air and dragons are revered as supreme beings, every adventure can become a legend. This is a realm where heroes are born not only with swords in their hands but with magic in their hearts. Here, among fiery skies and ancient spells, unfolds a grand tale of friendship, honor, and endless trials that our heroes must overcome. The beginning of a legend, the world of Aldrian was famous for its legends about dragons. These majestic creatures soared in the skies, hiding in mountains and ancient forests. They were symbols of wisdom, strength, and magical power. However, not all dragons were protectors. Some had become instruments of destruction, succumbing to dark magic and a thirst for power. A young man named Rio, raised in the small town of Aeris, had been fascinated by stories of dragons from an early age. His father, a renowned traveler, often spoke of distant lands where dragons were more than just legends. They were part of life, the keepers of magic and defenders of the world. But one day, his father did not return from his journey, and Rio vowed that one day he would uncover the mystery of his disappearance. Several years later, Rio, now a young mage, accidentally discovers an ancient scroll that speaks of the last dragon. The scroll points to a secret order of mages capable of summoning dragons to save or destroy the world. Rio realizes that this scroll may hold the key to uncovering his father's fate and understanding his own true destiny. First steps toward adventure. Setting off on his journey, Rio soon meets other heroes, each with their own unique abilities and mysteries. The first to join him is Miko, a young girl with fiery red hair and a mysterious talent for controlling the element of fire. Her magic is unusually powerful, but she struggles to control it, making her journey both dangerous and exciting. Miko lost her family in a dragon attack, but her story is filled with mysteries. She doesn't remember the details of the tragedy but knows that her magical connection to fire is somehow tied to the dragons. Meeting Rio, she sees in his quest an answer to her own questions and decides to join him on his journey. The second companion is Kenji, a warrior trained in the ancient art of dragon slaying. Kenji is a calm and collected man, but behind his stoic demeanor hides deep grief from loss. His clan was destroyed by a dark mage who had enslaved a dragon. Since then, Kenji vowed to protect the world from such threats. He sees potential in Rio as a leader who can change the course of events, though his true motives remain hidden. Dragon magic. The world of Aldrian is filled with magic, and each land has its own magical essence. Forests live by their own rules, governed by nature spirits, mountains are guarded by powerful beings, and deep lakes conceal mysterious water dragons. The heroes must cross these lands, encountering a myriad of magical creatures, ancient secrets, and deadly dangers. Dragons in this world are intertwined with magical currents. Their powers are not merely physical, they control the very foundations of magic. Each dragon possesses unique abilities. Some can manipulate weather, others control the earth, or even time itself. However, the most powerful are the elemental dragons. Fire, water, air, and earth, each element has its own dragon guardian, who maintains the balance of the world. But recently, something has begun to disturb this balance. Dragons have started disappearing or, worse, transforming into uncontrollable monsters. The reason is dark magic, spreading across the world, disrupting the dragons' connection to their elements. The dark threat, a new force is rising on the horizon, the dark mage Natsum, who seeks to enslave the dragons and use their power to conquer the world. He has mastered the forbidden magic of subjugation, turning dragons into his slaves, and is now building an army capable of destroying anyone who stands in his way. Natsum is no ordinary mage. He is the harbinger of an ancient prophecy known as the Rise of Shadows, where mages who enslave dragons will bring about an apocalypse. He has already captured several dragons and plans to use their power to awaken the greatest of all creatures, Chaos Dragon, an ancient and destructive being that once wiped out entire civilizations. The journey to truth, Rio, Miko, and Kenji decide that their goal is to stop Natsum and save the dragons. They embark on a journey to the ancient dragon temple, where, according to legend, the last spell capable of restoring the balance of magic and freeing the dragons from the dark influence is kept. Their journey is filled with dangers. In the desert, they must battle sand monsters, in the jungles, they face magical traps from ancient civilizations, and in the mountains, they confront Natsum's henchmen. But the hardest test lies within themselves. Ryo grapples with questions about his origins and the real reason for his father's disappearance, Miko struggles with controlling her powers, and Kenji must learn to trust allies again after years of solitude. The final battle, the climax of their journey, is a grand battle at the heart of Dragon Mountain, where Ryo and his team must face Natsum and his army of enslaved dragons. The battle is massive, the sky is ablaze with fire, magic erupts at every turn, and the heroes fight with all their might to prevent the end of the world. Ryo finally uncovers his true power. He is a descendant of an ancient line of mages whose blood is connected to the dragons. His father disappeared to protect him from dark magic, but now Ryo must complete the mission his family began and restore peace to the world. In the final confrontation with Natsum, Ryo uses an ancient spell that allows him to summon the power of all 4 elemental dragons. With their help, he defeats Natsum, frees the dragons, and restores balance to the world. Epilogue: after the victory, the world begins to heal. Ryo realizes that his journey is only just beginning. He must find and protect the remaining dragons, as well as unravel all the mysteries of his lineage. Miko learns to control her magic, becoming a powerful fire mage, and Kenji finally finds peace within his soul and decides to continue his path in search of justice. Their story is only beginning because magic, dragons, and friendship are forces that will never fade as long as there are those ready to protect the world.